You wake up in a small house with a red hat hanging by the door. You don't remember buying the house. You don't remember moving here. You just remember that there's a castle in the distance. And someone inside it needs you. You put on the hat. It fits perfectly. It always does. Outside, the world is bright. Too bright. The sky is the same shade of blue every day. The clouds are shaped like decorations. The grass never grows. The mountains never move. It feels less like a world and more like a stage. A messenger is waiting. The princess has been taken. No one sounds surprised when they say it. Not the toads, not the guards. You start running. You don't pack food. You don't bring water. You don't question why this keeps happening. You just run right. The first enemy approaches, a small brown creature. Walking in a straight line, like it has no purpose beyond collision. You jump. It disappears in a small puff of air. No blood, no sound of pain, just a coin. You collect it without thinking. Somewhere deep down, you wonder how many creatures you've crushed over the years. But the thought doesn't stay long. It never does. There's always another platform, another gap, another jump. You find a mushroom. It makes you bigger. You don't ask how. You don't ask why. It was floating there waiting for you. You just accept it. Growth is temporary here. One hit and you shrink again. Strength in this world is rented. You enter the first castle. Lava bubbles below iron grates. The air is heavy. The walls are lined with traps placed perfectly for someone your size. At the end of the bridge, he waits. Bowser. He doesn't look angry. He looks tired. You charge anyway. A few jumps, an axe, a collapsing bridge. He falls into the lava. But you don't watch him burn, because he never burns. He always comes back, and the princess is never in this castle. Just a message. Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. You nod. Of course she is. Weeks pass, or maybe years. Time doesn't work properly here. You cross deserts where the sun never sets. You dive underwater without needing to breathe. You travel through pipes that connect places that shouldn't connect. You start noticing something. Every world ends the same way. Castle, lava, Bowser, fall, reset. You finally reach her. Princess Peach stands behind stained glass windows. She smiles the same smile she's always smiled. Thank you, Mario. She bakes you a cake. There are fireworks outside. The kingdom cheers. You should feel victorious. Instead, you feel paused, like the world is holding its breath. The next morning, a toad knocks on your door. The princess has been taken. Again? You don't react this time. You just stare at your hat. It's clean, untouched. Like yesterday never happened. You realize something. You're not rescuing her. You're maintaining balance. Bowser kidnaps. You save. The kingdom celebrates. Coins flow. Castles rebuild. Enemies respawn. The system continues. You're not the hero. You're the mechanism. Years pass, but you don't age. You've saved her 100 times, maybe 1,000. You've fallen into pits and come back, drowned and come back, burned and come back. Death is an inconvenience here, not an ending. You start to wonder, what happens if you don't go? What happens if, one day, you don't run right? Next morning, the messenger arrives. The princess. You raise your hand. I know. But this time you sit down. You leave the hat on the table. The sky flickers slightly. A cloud disappears and reappears. A Goomba walks into a wall repeatedly, like it's waiting for instructions. The world is glitching. It needs you. Without you, the story doesn't move. Without you, the kingdom has no purpose. So you pick up the hat. Because heroes don't get to retire. They get replayed. You step outside. The music starts again. You begin running right. And somewhere, in a castle surrounded by lava, Bowser waits, not as your enemy, but as your co-worker. Both of you trapped in roles written decades ago. Both of you destined to repeat them, forever. You jump, the screen fades to black. Thank you for playing, and tomorrow you wake up again. This is your life. This is your world. This is your loop.